Hello friends, welcome to our channel. In this video, we're going to discuss in detail about the National Education Policy 2020. Before going into detail, first let us understand the history behind it. The first education policy was introduced by the Indira Gandhi government in 1968, followed by Rajiv Gandhi government in 1986. After a long period of time, the third education policy was introduced by the Narendra Modi government in the recent days. Let us understand what are these education reforms in detail. The first education policy made compulsory education for all children up to the age of 14. It also laid down the three language formula. For example, if we consider the state of Andhra Pradesh, the student usually studies Telugu, Hindi, and English. Moving to the second education policy, it brought a lot of changes to the education system. It more concentrated on women and scheduled caste and tribes to be part of it. In this policy, Operation Blackboard is also launched to improve primary schools. It expanded open university system and also promised to spend 6% of GDP on education system. Many of us knows about IIT JEE, IEEE and state level engineering entrance examinations, right? All these exams are introduced in this policy. Now we'll come to the new education policy 2020. We all know that there is a lot of criticism about our education system because it is outdated, more theoretical, and one assessment model instead of continuous assessment model, and a lot of other things. And our education policy remains untouched for almost 34 years now. What we need now is major reforms to fit into the current environment and people needs. The draft version of the new education policy was submitted in 2019 by the former ISRO chief Krishnaswamy Kasturirangan, and it recently approved by the Government of India. Now let us understand what are the key reforms introduced in this policy. The first one is the traditional 10 plus 2 structure has been replaced with 5 plus, 3 plus, 3 plus 4 stages. Usually in our traditional education system, we complete kindergarten section and go to school to study from class 1 to class 10. Later we'll go to intermediate first year and second year. That is our traditional model. Now it is replaced with 5 plus, 3 plus, 3 plus 4 stages. The first stage is foundational stage, which is nothing but our kindergarten, class 1 and class 2 grouped together cumulatively, which comes around 5 years time, which is called as foundational stage. The second stage what is called as preparatory stage. In this stage, class 3, 4 and 5 grouped together and gave more priority to learn subjects in their local language or in the mother tongue. The third stage is about middle stage. Class 6, 7 and 8 students are part of this stage. The new education policy introduced coding at this stage. That's the new change. This policy also introduced backless days to the school students, and during this period, they will learn external skills such as carpentry, gardening, pottery, and so on and so forth. If you compare with Western culture, the earnings of carpenters, gardeners, and plumbers is almost equal to your professional earnings. Introducing these concepts in schools helps students to work with multiple skills and learn about these skills at earlier stages of their life. In the current education system, students need to appear every year for annual examination. But this new policy changed that structure, and there is no annual exams for the student. Instead, they only appear exams in class 3, class 5, and class 8. In the last stage, there is one of the most awaited and interesting feature, that is, the student provided with options to choose the choice of subjects. For example, if the student wants to study fashion designing in addition to mathematics, or if she wants to learn bakery with physics, the new education policy is allowed that combination. Okay, we might have a question that what is impact to our board exams? Here is the good news. The board exams for class 10 and 12 will be redesigned and conducted twice a year and offers up to 2 attempts. In addition, it's also conducted continuous assessment model rather than one assessment model, which is an outstanding feature. Because in our traditional education system, if you are sick on the day of the exam, that's it, we are done. But with the new policy, as it is a continuous assessment model, the student performance will be calculated at different stages rather than in one annual exam. Now, we'll look into the undergraduate programs. The outstanding feature in this program is multiple exit options. For suppose, if you are studying a 3-year BA program and due to some reasons you want to exit from the program after 1 year, right? In our current education system, the entire 1 year study is not considered at any stages of your life. The money you spent, the effort you made will be wasted. But in the new education policy, if you exit after 1 year, you will be awarded with a certificate. And if you exit after 2 years, then you will be receive a diploma. If you complete the entire course, of course, you will get a bachelor's degree, right? And we may think that, what about a 4 years bachelor's degree? First suppose bachelor's of technology. The same thing is applicable here as well until 3 years, but in the fourth year, they will enter into a research program. The student who completed the research program will be awarded with bachelor's degree and a research program certificate. If the student wants to continue their master's program, then the student with 3 years bachelor's degree without research program certificate need to study for 2 years to complete the master's program. But on the other hand, student with research program certificate can complete the master's in 1 year. It also proposes some changes to the technological universities as well. For example, currently IITs offer only technology related fields, but by 2040 it should also allow other streams like arts, commerce, etc. The new policy also allows foreign universities to set up their campuses in India. And the next major reform is the fees for both private and public universities will be fixed. And it also promises to spend 6% of GDP in the education sector. That's all for now. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe. See you in the next video.